Hey guys, welcome to You the Boss podcast, episode 103. Here at You the Boss, this is a place where we stop waiting for permission, we start trusting ourselves, and we build lives that we're genuinely excited to wake up to. Today's episode is one that might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but sometimes the truth that changes us is the truth that stretches us. We're going to be talking about how nobody is coming to hand you the life that you want. Not your boss, your parents, your partner, luck, not someday. And I know that this can sound a little bit harsh at first. I actually think that's a little bit more freeing. No one is responsible for creating your dream life, and no one has the power to take it from you either. Today, we're going to talk about radical ownership, the difference between waiting and deciding, and why that can kind of give you some freedom. We spend so much of life waiting, I think most of us, and we don't realize how much we spend waiting. We're waiting until we feel confident, until we lose the weight, until we have more money, until the kids are older. Or maybe even we're waiting for someone else to notice us, waiting for our perfect opportunity. And I want to tell you something that I've learned, and that's that waiting feels productive because it gives us hope without requiring action. It lets us believe that one day things will magically align. But life doesn't work that way. The people who are living their lives that you admire and that you're loving and the stories that you love, they're not luckier. They just made a choice. They stopped waiting for permission. They stopped waiting to feel ready. They started before they had everything figured out. And that's kind of where everything changed. There is a lie that we've convinced ourselves that someone else is responsible for our happiness, whether that's the government or your boss is responsible, by appreciating you more. If my spouse, if my friends, if my parents, if someone would just give me a chance. And while I do think that people influence our lives, they're not responsible for becoming the versions of ourselves that we want to be. That responsibility belongs to us. And that's actually not bad news. That's empowering. It gives you the realization that your future depends entirely on you, not on someone else. If your future depends on you, then every day becomes another opportunity. You're not powerless. And I want you to know that radical ownership is not self-blame. I want to make something very clear. It's not blaming yourself for everything that's happened. Oh, life isn't fair, and people hurt me, and people stole from me, and unexpected things can happen. Loss happens. Sometimes we cannot control the cards that we're dealt, with grief and trauma, and there are things that they're just outside of our control completely. Radical ownership means that you're saying, given where I am today, what can I do next? It's not about pretending that your circumstances didn't happen. It's about refusing to let them write the rest of your story. Healing may not be your choice, but it does become your responsibility. Growing may not be your fault, but growth becomes your decision. Every time that we say, I will start when, we are handing our power to someone else that's outside of ourselves. When I have more time, when I have more confidence, when I know exactly what I'm doing, when I get all the information, and when life slows down. Confidence doesn't usually come before action. I've been talking about this for weeks on this podcast. It comes from action. Clarity doesn't come before movement. It comes through movement. You don't become courageous before taking the leap. You become courageous because you took it, because you leaped. You get to decide. One of my favorite mindset shifts is to stop asking, what if it doesn't work? Because if we keep asking that, we don't get anywhere. Start asking, what if I become someone incredible just because I tried? Your life changes the moment that you start making decisions from the person that you're becoming instead of the person that you've been. Future you speaks up. Future you has boundaries. Future you applies for the job, starts the business, takes the leap. Future you writes the book. Future you starts the podcast, the YouTube channel, starts, just believing that they can get these jobs. Future you leaves the unhealthy situations behind. They take care of their health. They keep promises to themselves. Future you isn't waiting. Future you has already decided. And every decision today becomes a vote for that future identity. Self-responsibility is actually freedom. I know calling it responsibility sounds heavy, but it really is freedom. It creates that freedom for you. Because once you realize my habits are mine, my mindset is mine, my reactions are mine, something changes. Saying that this healing is mine, that this growth is mine, it's just empowering. It lets you know that, you know what, this is mine. No one can stop you from reading 1 chapter a day. No one can stop you from going for a walk or learning a new skill, or even stop you from saying no. They may not like it, but you can still say no. No one can stop you from choosing differently tomorrow, and that's the freedom. Your life is built on the ordinary days. Sometimes we expect one huge breakthrough, one big opportunity. We expect this one life-changing moment. And the most extraordinary days, they're built on ordinary decisions, repeated over and over again. It's drinking the water. It's making the phone call. It's reading the book. It's saving the money. It's going to therapy, going for the walk, being consistent. It's choosing hope instead of the dread. It's so, I have to say, it's harder to choose hope than it is to choose the dread. It's harder to choose the comfortable thing than it is to choose the uncomfortable thing. It's never glamorous, but it works. I want you to stop looking for permission. I know that I've mentioned that a few times over the last few weeks, but I want to remind you of something in a very lovingly way. You don't need permission to become who you want to become. You don't need everyone to understand. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't even need the perfect plan. You don't need certainty. You simply need to decide that you're done living on autopilot. You're done waiting. You're done handing your future to circumstances because no one is going to come rescue you. And the truth is, you don't even need rescuing. You've had the power the entire time. So I want to give you some practical tools today to just say, you know what, I can do this. I can take responsibility for this. So number 1, ask yourself, what's one thing that I can control today? Whenever you feel overwhelmed, shift your attention away from everything you can't control. Instead, ask, what is one action I can take today? Something small. I actually started this when I was like 4 or 5 months pregnant, and my mom had gone to the hospital. On those days when I felt like I couldn't get through, it was like once a day, I was just like, okay, what can I do today that I can control? So do that. It helps build your confidence. Number 2, replace someday with a date. Instead of saying, I'll start, eventually, basically choose a date. Put it on your calendar. Dreams become real when they're scheduled. Number 3, take a daily ownership inventory. Every night, ask yourself, what choice moved me today closer to the life that I want? Where did I make excuses? And what can I do differently? No guilt, no shame, just awareness. Bringing awareness to that. Number 4, make decisions as your future self. Before making a choice, ask, what would the version of me that I'm becoming choose? It's a simple question that changes pretty much everything. And number 5, celebrate action. Don't only celebrate results. We often wait until we've achieved something to celebrate. Instead, celebrate showing up. Celebrate consistency. Celebrate courage. Those are the habits that create lasting success. I want to give you guys a book suggestion this week, and that book is The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. One of the biggest lessons that this book brings is that you have 100% responsibility for your life. It challenges you to stop making excuses and start recognizing the power that you already have, and that you can change your circumstances through consistent action. It's really eye-opening when you come to that realization, and I hope that in reading that book, it kind of gets you there. In closing to today's episode, I hope that it serves as a wake-up call. Not one that applies pressure, because that we never want to do that, but just that it applies in the direction of possibility. The truth is, no one is coming to hand you the life that you dream about, but that doesn't mean that you can't have it. It means that you get to build it. You get to mold it. You get to make that one decision that starts it, that one habit that starts it, that one brave choice that starts it. Your future isn't waiting for someone else to choose it. It's waiting for you to choose it. This week, I want to leave you with the question, where have you been waiting? When is it actually time to decide? Write it down. Take one small action and trust that every single step matters. Thank you for listening and spending time with me today. If this episode encouraged you, I want you to share with someone who needs the reminder that life is in their hands. You are the boss of your life. Start acting like it.